Hello, hello. This is Yuri with Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving podcast. And with me today, I have Goran Jelic, co-founder of Zip Moving and Storage, over 12 years in the industry. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you for joining me. So I know you have multiple locations, right? So which areas do you cover?
I'm covering the Washington, D.C. DMV area. This is, by the way, the first location that I opened, and this is where I started the business. And the second location is the Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, great, great. Now, of course, DMV is the area where we're based, so we have a lot of clients in the area. We have majority of our sales reps are based in the area. So, I mean, we do have some European reps as well, but majority of our reps are based in the DMV. Now, how did you get into the moving industry?
So I used to work with the in the moving industry. That's basically was my second job in United States. I came to United States in 2012, and my first job was the food delivery. Somehow I hear that one of my neighbor was working in the moving industry, and he we spoke about like a little bit, and he told me that he's making some decent money on it, and I was like, why not? I should try to do moving as well. And this is like I jump in the truck, I find the company that was working a long distance, and start working it. And working for 2 years, and was like seeing opportunity like that out there. There is no I mean, at that time was not that much companies that was like customer oriented, and I saw like there is a lot of space like to be improved in the
Right.
moving industry, like with providing the good service to the customer and putting the customer in the first place. And I literally like have two friends at that time, and we just decide like let's open the company. This is how we started, starting literally with the $8,000.
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
um,
Yeah, it sounds
Working
like the
for the
way that I
brokers.
started. It was it was me, it was my partner. I had $5,000 that I managed to save up over the summer doing sales for moving, and then he had a $5,000 that he's saved up doing moving. He was on a truck, he was a foreman, and we ended up opening moving sales professionals with 10 grand in pocket. That was it.
Yeah, that's I understand that, and it's pretty familiar to me, like that kind of struggle, like, when you're trying in the beginning to save money on everything, even like eating the fast food, like saving hotels, especially because I started as a long distance mover. And
Right.
I remember there was a couple of trips that I made that I literally sleep on the back of the truck to save the money on hotels and everything, and also to get at the point like for the clients to be on a time like delivering the stuff. This is early beginning, and I remember like myself being like a dispatch at the same time, and truck driver, and like taking the calls and everything, and be all over the place, and just it's been
Yeah, for me, basically the way it started as a joke. I tell the story a lot. I started as a joke. My former boss, we were chatting one time, and I was doing sales at the moment, probably for like four different moving companies. And he tells me, "Hey, why don't you do sales for 10 moving companies? You'll make a fortune." And we laughed about it. He hung up, and I was thinking, and I'm going, huh. Well, I know I can't do sales for 10 moving companies, but if I hire some people and I teach them to do what I do, then this could be a different story. And that's where it all began, so to speak, and got us to the point that we are today. I mean, almost 7 years doing this. So, and yeah, we're very good at what we do. So yeah, absolutely. Like that, I think we all need to have that entrepreneurial spirit and be willing to learn and sometimes realize that in order to learn, sometimes you have to pay for learning because you make mistakes that are often costly. but at the end of the day, you got to learn.
Yeah, I mean, discipline is doing what need to be done, even when no one's watching, especially when you don't feel like it. Like it just just talents is just the starting engine and discipline is running. And also like an early beginning, like when you have that enthusiasm, like to pull and push, like in everything. It just you're facing like so much like challenges and problems, like even when I'm looking from this perspective, it's basically I say like, wow, like did I really did this to get here? Like just one example, like I was just running to the Penske truck or Enterprise to return the truck at 10 p.m. because I know that they don't gonna charge me like tomorrow morning, like if I don't need truck. Clean truck, put the fuel on it, clean it, and just drop the key.
Yeah, I think it's also realization of the things that you need to do. You can never forget where you started and where you came from. You need to look back sometimes and realize how far you've come to get to a certain point. And I think it's important to stay humble. I think it's very important to do that because being humble gets you farther than being cocky.
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video.
Yeah, that's definitely helping you go over the problems because that there's a for certain that you're gonna make the mistake. They definitely you're gonna have like hard time in the business, but if you looking from perspective being humble, that's gonna help you a lot. Like just that you're gonna go over and that you're gonna find solution for any problem.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And the other part too is that for me specifically, as far as salespeople goes, I like cocky when it comes to salespeople. But
Yeah,
if you're cocky and you're a sales guy, you better be able to back it up. Because with me, I'm gonna be able to tell like that the bullshit is only gonna work as far as the conversation. Once you get on the phone, you better be able to prove whatever it is that you're talking about. And if you can't prove it, you're gonna have a hard time selling me after that.
yeah. It's just when you directly put in a position that you're facing the reality, and then when you have to admit that you're wrong, and if you can admit you're wrong, you never get it right. It's just
Yeah, I forget who said this. It was either Aristotle or Socrates that said, "I know that I don't know everything," or that I
yeah,
know that I know
exactly.
nothing. It's one of those
Yeah,
phrases, but
always
it's
learning,
always learning. There's like I don't think it
always
ever
learning.
stops at any age. There's no such thing. There's no
Yeah,
person in the world that can say that I know everything, right? So
yeah.
I
Can you
think that
imagine like today, like with all this AI and everything, like
yeah,
when you're looking from perspective, like how much things in a business can be improved with using the AI. I mean,
right.
you cannot like replace the human and replace the people,
I
at
mean,
least for
AI
now.
can
But
make a lot of things that can help you certainly with systems and such, but yeah, I definitely don't believe that it's going to replace a human because at the end of the day, how can an AI tell you that the person is lying on the phone when you're talking to a customer, right? How can you
yeah,
tell? How can an AI be able to tell that they're withholding something, you know?
yeah. One thing for sure that AI cannot move the boxes. That can be
Yeah,
that
that
can be
too.
pretty interesting,
Well, they have
interesting
robots now.
marketing.
They could potentially lift the boxes. So I'm sure we're going to get to that point at some point, right? But as far as human, I don't think human communication can be replaced because when you're talking to somebody and like you can tell when they're withholding information from you. You may not necessarily be able to put everything on it, but
So there's idea I can put on the truck. So I just get the idea like, oh, maybe I can put in a truck like ChatGPT won't move your boxes.
But ironically enough, I mean, they're gonna have that. They're gonna have those things. I mean, they have they have erotic things that can take things up a staircase these days. So it's only another step in that direction, right?
Yeah, yeah, I see that. Like there's one company in Boston, like Boston Robotics. I follow them on Instagram and see like every time they release some new updated like humanoid robot like that, just literally doing everything, jumping
Absolutely.
over and carrying the stuff.
Yeah, they have dogs and they have all sorts of things that are going that are they're
Mm,
making robotics. So yeah, I mean there's definitely place and time for that. There's definitely place and time for AI, but I think human interaction is still so important to us. I think that that's ingrained in us that while certain people that are not very good with humans in general, right? For them, maybe this is going to be something that would be working better for some people, but I don't believe it's going to be the majority of the population. I think it's going to, I think the human interactions mean so much to all of us that I don't see that being changed. Now, let me ask you this, Goran. So, what are some of your plans for Zip moving for the next 5 years? What are you thinking?
Zip moving for in 5 years. So the some sort of vision is like once we get ready, we want to expand like to different locations. As I already mentioned, we already have one location in Atlanta, but also we had one in Chicago that we closed, and we just learned a lesson from that part, like that early expansion, asking for a lot of resources that if you as a company are not ready to provide, or
Mhm.
if you don't build enough that leadership and inside a company, that you can just basically cost you a lot. So in my case, it didn't cost me like money wise, but it cost me a lot of time and just
Well,
being
time is worth money at the end of the day.
yeah, exactly that. You're right. So my first goal is like just to provide to my people, and because uh, I don't build a company. I can build the people to build a company and give them opportunity, like to help me out the building the my vision. Like that's my goal, and basically give them opportunity, like to expand the company, like in a different locations, because I truly believe like that the service that we provide and the way that we believe in our company is we are customer oriented, and we don't looking at our customer satisfaction that as a bonus. Like we think this is the bare minimum in the moving industry. One bad experience can follow you like for a year. So happy customer doesn't just leaving the good reviews. They just send you to their neighbors, to their friends, to their
Right.
family, and basically this is the word of mouth that I want to be known as a company that providing good service and being good neighbor. So this is some vision, and I want to once I get ready, I want to replicate that in a different location. So this we have the people, we have the team, and I believe we can do that in the next couple of years. My estimations, like in the next 5 years, that we're gonna be opening another location. Um, Still didn't think where, but that I for now I have two locations that I have to have a lot of like opportunity to work. But beside that, I truly believe like we can be a local dominate in the DMV area. We have
Yeah,
a lot of repeating
I'll
customer.
be honest, I'm very thankful that that's the area that we are in, that we've started in, because that's one of the reasons we've been able to stay as stable as we have because a lot of our clients are in DMV. So it's much easier for
Yeah.
us because this is where we started. We know the area very well. I mean, as far as other things, I mean, we can really work in any area, but knowing this area and being here, it's definitely been steady, even with the market and everything else going up and down. It's definitely been steady, and I think it's been steady for majority of the companies here as well.
Yeah, I think that we're blessed being in this area, and I'm happy that that I have that luck, like starting from DC area, and also we have a lot of like competitors in the area, but I don't see that as a bad thing, because we competing to each other, and we're trying to take this industry to be always better. We're trying to improve, and we're trying to fit with the with the everything that market needs. That we need to be able to change. What's happened to
Change,
Nokia, like
adapt, do things
yeah,
that allow us, like we can't stay stagnant because we need to adjust to things. Things constantly change. And it's like it's
yeah.
kind of the same thing that a lot of companies, especially ones that have been in business for a very long time, some of them think that they can stay and continue to do the same thing that they've been doing for years. They can't. They have to adjust and they have to evolve to what's going on around them. Otherwise, they're going to lose. They're going to have new companies that embrace change and embrace new opportunities, embrace social media, embrace AI, that are going to pass them by if they stay and continue doing the same thing that we're doing. It's kind of like when you had Yellow Pages, right? When a lot of new older moving companies started, they had ads in Yellow Pages. The Yellow Pages, they're only good for killing roaches these days. That's the only thing. I'm not even sure if they send them out anymore.
I mean, you remember also like the Yelp at the beginning. A lot of people have the aversion about the Yelp. When you're thinking about Yelp engine is, how that works. You're getting the five good reviews. They just take off four and leave one. You have one star, they're gonna keep it up. And then basically, but on the other side is like Yelp's giving you really good SEO and giving you the other benefits that you can help you out the booking a job. So maintaining the Yelp as well is also important
Right.
as
The other
any
thing
other
too is
platform.
that there's an interview that I just did for this podcast that you guys going to be able to find on the previous episode that's involving Pinterest. So I didn't realize that Pinterest had a way for you to also attract potential organic leads and stuff like that. So that's another option that you guys can check out. Check out the previous episode. So there's some information about that. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of unique things that are out there that you gotta pursue. You gotta figure out ways to make your company unique, whether it's by working with local charities or whether it's by participating and being sponsors to certain local events or whatever the case is. But you got to put yourself out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like networking is really important. Like uh, being connecting to the local businesses as well. Being present everywhere on all social platforms. When I say this, all social platforms, this seems like really hard, but also it's necessity. Like for if you're looking really to take off your business to the highest level. Like another day, I was talking to my guy that was helping me like working on my SEO, and he just highlight how important it's Reddit. Like
Right.
people posting on Reddit's reading and getting the informations, especially like on the questions that are related to some problems. So how to question, like that's really important.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe like um, I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I have a people that should, and also taking care of that stuff. So I believe like this is why you always have to have someone in the team that's gonna follow all this new things that are coming up in the market.
Yeah, the
So
new
that
trends, right? Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. That's something that we try to stay focused on as well. Absolutely. But anyway, Goran, we can be talking and talking and talking, and we're gonna bore people with some of the stuff that we're talking because when it's like-minded individuals get together, we can talk for hours about something that could seemingly be boring or annoying to somebody else, but it's fun for us, right? So, thank you very much for taking your time with me today. And like I always say, the world moves on its own, so let the professionals move yours for you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll talk again soon.